Welcome back to the White, Gray, Black Weekly Manga Podcast. This is the podcast where we talk all about your favorite ongoing Japanese manga. My name is Bruce. I am the proprietor of the White, Gray, Black YouTube channel, and ringing in the Happy New Year with me is my newly chosen 2024 co-host, Gautam.
Hey, happy to be here. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, brand new.
New.
This week will be a bit of a fun one. We're going to go over our past predictions from last year, what we thought was going to happen in 2023. We're going to see which of those came true, which didn't, and then we're going to make some predictions for 2024. Additionally, we have a boatload of news from December, including a ton of new stuff from Jump Fiesta, including easily the biggest One Piece news we've gotten in, 20, 25 years. So stick around to the end for that, and we will fill you in and fill you up with manga news. All right, let's talk about what we thought was going to happen in 2023. These were our predictions for last year. Spoilers, we didn't do very well, but we can talk about them. I'll go first here. My first prediction for 2023 was that My Hero Academia would end in 2023 and someone from Class 1A would die. I bet on either Bakugo or the red-haired spiky dude. None of those things happened. Bakugo kind of died, but My Hero Academia didn't end, and he's alive right now currently as he's like active in the last 3 or 4 chapters. So definitely did not get that one.
We could maybe give you a technically right about that one, because he did die for a bit. He came back.
Yeah, of course. It's as you're going to see, we got some of these very kind of minorly half right sometimes, but none of them I think we hit on the head. So,
All Might didn't even die. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna mark this one red as did not happen. Was close, but not quite. My other prediction, I guess 2 of 3.
Wait. Let me do mine. Then
you do one. You do one. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't read these since last year, so as to keep them fresh, so let's see how insane these are. Everything Neo in Jump from this year, 2023, with the exception of Ginka and Luna and Akane, will not be running by the end of next year.
That would have been from 2022, essentially, you were saying. You're saying that anything that started in 2022 would have been canceled
by 2023.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. I was very wrong about Ginka and Luna. Maybe a bit too hopeful there.
Yep.
But what was Sakamoto in 2022?
No, Sakamoto was 2020, I think, or 21.
I think I might be right.
Kill Blue, I believe, was the survivor from 2022 or 23. Yeah.
2022?
No, Kill Blue was 2022. So yeah, maybe. I don't think. Yeah.
This is harder to validate than initially expected, but I wasn't right. You can mark this all in red.
Yeah, you were wrong. Okay, 2022. Let's see, that Switch Watch that got canceled. Akane definitely made it. Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm looking for where the new stuff is. No, because it was Aliens area that got canceled. Ruri Dragon, yeah. I mean, it's wrong, but
it's wrong mainly because I said Ginka and Luna. We can.
I think we said that like it's too easy. You have to put something in there to make it a little hard. So
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Ginka and Luna obviously canceled. Just looking for. I hope that author comes back eventually because that's.
Me too. I still like Ginka and Luna.
Yeah. All right, that's two wrong so far. Let's see if we can make it 6 for 6. My next prediction here was a Western that is an NA or EU written/produced/drawn manga premieres in a major manga group. So I said in either Shueisha, Kodansha, Shogakukan, or Square Enix. That has never happened before as far as I could find. And I did a little bit of searching, and as far as I can tell, that did not happen. It definitely didn't happen in Shueisha or Kodansha. I haven't heard anything about Shogakukan, and Square Enix is a much smaller magazine. It's
a matter of time, man. I feel like it's a matter of
Yeah, I
time.
mean, this is definitely one that I think I don't think I put this in my 2024 predictions, but this is one you could guess every year, and eventually you'll get it right. Pretty soon, I think manga is going to, or at least Japanese published manga is going to reach out and look for more talent and be able to manage them.
Yeah, they are making money by the boatload, right? So yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, soon, but not in 2023. And I'm going to say, if they weren't going to do it last year, who knows how long it'll take them. They're maybe farther behind than I thought. So I'm going to mark that one incorrect. There was no Western written, produced, drawn manga premiering in a major manga group. So, Gautam, what's your next prediction here?
That's another wrong one. It's Kubo starts serializing Burn the Witch in proper. I thought that would happen.
He did announce. This is one of those, like, you were close.
I was close.
Kubo did announce, I think, when the next season of the Bleach Blood War thing finishes, and after, so the point, I don't remember what they called, the like Burn the Witch 0.8 episode or whatever, which is an adaptation of the original one shot just released as an anime. So that is out like a week ago, like just a couple days ago it came out.
That's fucked up.
My understanding is
Kubo off by a few days.
Yeah, well, no. So my understanding is Kubo did express his wish to go back, and I don't think he's said start serializing it properly. But I do think he wants to go back and do another little like 6 or 7 chapters, whatever the last kind of story arc was, which is awesome because like I'm the one of the biggest Bleach haters I know, even though I've barely read it. I've read like 15 or 20 chapters, and I thought Burn the Witch was awesome. Like the small amount that has been published of Burn the Witch is incredible world building, incredible character designs, really great story, really heartfelt. I really, really liked Burn the Witch when I read it. So I hope he does go back to it and do, maybe like every year we get like 6 chapters. Like that would be cool. Like, it's fall. Let's do Burn the Witch for 2 months.
We really got some flack for shitting on Bleach the way we did.
We did, but it's good. We left some
comments. You know what?
We appreciate those.
And you know what? Fuck Bleach. Kubo, make Burn the Witch. We want to see that.
Yeah. Which is technically in the same world as Bleach. It's just in Britain, so it's really just more Bleach, unfortunately. So
I'm here for it. Bleach is okay.
Yeah, we'll see. We might talk about this again because I do think that it is likely this year and next year that Jump is going to be searching for things to fill its magazine. That's sort of one of my predictions in 2024. But I will go back. This is all right. My last prediction for 2023. I think this is the most correct one. I think that I don't know if any awards have happened, but my last prediction for 2023 was that the One Piece live action premieres and is universally lauded as a good show. And I said wins at least one award. I think the One Piece live action came out. We talked about it. We did videos about it. I think it was generally universally lauded as a great show. Not just to like, oh, it was pretty good, as like a really, really quite good show, as a good adaptation. I think all the fans liked it. I think new fans liked it. I don't know if it has won any awards. Let me check that real quick.
I'm willing to give this to you regardless. I think this is I
think it deserves it because I think that it was it
was a coin flip, right? Like we couldn't have known. Yeah.
Let me see. Development, production, casting, filming, music, marketing, critical response. Award. Okay. The word award does not show up on the wiki, so it may not have won any awards, but if you're willing to give this one to me, I'm going to take this as a win.
No, you take this one because I think your My Hero Death one was technically right. So, but in the spirit of this game, I think we should still count that as wrong, and this is right.
Yeah,
so take the One Piece one.
Yeah, so this is kind of again what I was talking about. I think that this one is half right. I think your last one is also like kind of half right, like less right than the One Piece live action being good. But
I'm gonna give myself a point on the last one. Actually, I just read through it.
Okay, tell us about your last prediction for 2023.
Okay, my final prediction is. Actually, we had 2 My Hero ones. It's weird.
We did.
My last one's a My Hero one. It's Shigaraki, Toga, and Kurogiri, and the rest of the mass murderers are given some kind of redemption at the end. I had thought, since Hori said he was ending it, it would end by this year.
Yeah, we both basically went into it thinking that it ends, and so we were making predictions around it ending. I think you could run this prediction back. I think it ends 2024, but
give me some lenience on the ending part of it. But and I said All for One is is pinned as the true evil guy, and the rest of them are treated as hurt, manipulated, and abused members of society that live the errors of their way. This hasn't happened to Kurogiri and Shigaraki only because we haven't gotten there yet. Yes. I don't doubt that it will.
But it has happened to Toga. Yeah, let's see. This exactly happened to Toga last year, so you definitely got one, you got it right. And
All for One is largely irredeemable, like I said.
Yeah.
Even in his backstory, he's just a sociopath murderer. So it's like, okay. I'm going to give that one to me. I'm going to give myself a point for that one just because I need it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely sort of it's a tie. We didn't get any of them completely right, but we got pretty close, kind of half and half here, half there. But yeah, we'll see. I think what you wrote probably turns out to be completely true by the time My Hero Academia ends. I also think I do think someone in Class 1A will die before the end of My Hero. So I think not in 2023, but I do think those predictions come true eventually. So
I could see it. I truly could. But that's assuming Hero ends this year.
Yeah. So speaking of assuming that My Hero ends this year, let's go ahead and move on to our 2024 predictions.
Predictions for this year. Okay, let's do it.
Predictions for the year 2024. And I will start with mine because I took a swing for the fences here. I think that Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, Undead Unluck, and Cypher Academy all end in Jump in 2024. And because of that, I think that Jump sees its highest sales ever, mainly from My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen ending. Those are two, enormous. Jujutsu Kaisen is easily the largest sort of quote-unquote modern shonen of the past, It's in the same sort of generation as My Hero, I would say. I think it's maybe 2 years after it premiered, but those two are huge.
It's on its way out. I think the author mentioned he's wrapping.
He did.
Is Cypher Academy on its way out?
Cypher Academy, I think, is going to get canceled. That is sort of a different one that's on here. Undead Unluck, Jujutsu Kaisen, the authors both said that they're approaching the end. I think Jujutsu Kaisen definitely said, hey, I think he said something at Jump Fiesta, like, this is my last Jump Fiesta, because next Jump Fiesta, I'm not going to be here, because Jujutsu Kaisen will be over. He literally said that. That's like first week of December that happens, or the second week maybe. But yeah, I think My Hero Academia ends. I think Jujutsu Kaisen ends. To make it a little bit harder, because I think those two are too easy, I think Undead Unluck ends. I've heard that is in its final throes. I also think that the anime did not boost its sales as much as a lot of people were hoping. It didn't sort of launch it into premier shonen status that Jump really wants and needs, right? It needs what's its next thing after Jujutsu Kaisen. And Cypher Academy also has been bottom 3 in the magazine for a bit now. So I think that I don't think Undead Unluck's going to get canceled. I think it'll go out just fine. But I think all 4 of those end in 2024. And I think mainly because Jujutsu Kaisen and My Hero Academia end, I think that Jump sees its highest ever sales, right? You're going to see potentially final volumes of these two, all the back volumes. So that's...
I agree.
Yeah. That's my first prediction for 2024. Gautam, what do you got as your first prediction for 2024?
That was so reasonable that let me follow it up with an incredibly reasonable prediction of my own. All sports manga that started publication in Weekly Shonen Jump in 2023 will be canceled in 2024.
So this is MMA.
Also Mama Yu Yu.
Yeah, so this is MMA, 2 on Ice, and Green. Do you think none of those are making it through?
Yeah, I think none of those are making it. Even though I want 2 of those in Mama Yu Yu to make it.
Yeah. I think this is I don't think this is necessarily a safe choice, but I think this is likely. It's greater than 50% chance. You're probably right. I think MMA probably has the best chance. They just started a new arc. Normally, when it would have gone through the kind of cancel.
This sounds reasonable. I thought this would be a haymaker take that I threw out there.
It's difficult because if one of them survives, then it's wrong. I guess.
It's all wrong. Yeah.
I do think that Greens is not, while it's good and I've been enjoying it for sure, the 6 or 7 chapters we've gotten, I don't think golf appeals to most people. I also don't think 2 on Ice is not good. That's for sure canceled. Mama Yu Yu, I don't know if it's capturing the people like we want. We'll really have to see on those volume 1
To be honest,
sales.
it's not fully capturing me the way I want either.
I
think it has a lot going for it, but it doesn't spark
It has been losing me more and
excitement.
more by not really doing anything exciting the last like month or two. Mama,
I find I disappointingly find that I'm not super excited for it, even though
yeah,
I
same.
like every chapter I read. It's an odd feeling. Yeah, I don't know.
It's very much Mama You, I think, is very much I think it will be a wasted potential series where it'll be one of those things where we'll talk about how much we liked it and how much potential it had, and we saw in it early, and then I think it's just not capitalizing on the potential that it had. It's not really evolving. It's not expanding in the right ways. But
Yeah.
I think this is. We'll see. I think the most likely spoiler here is MMA. I think MMA might, because the author's previous work, whatever the Sumo series was, that lasted for a good like 90 chapters, right? So a good 2 years.
But that wasn't Weekly Shonen Jump.
Was it not? I thought it was.
I don't think it was.
What was it called?
I think it was like a offshoot manga. Not offshoot magazine.
No, it was a Weekly Shonen Jump. May 2014, July
Oh,
2019.
damn.
Oh, so it lasted almost 5 years, right?
Oh, okay.
Hinamaru's
I stand corrected.
yeah. So I mean,
yeah.
he
Hopefully,
he
we
has,
see MMA stick around.
yeah. So I think if anything plays spoiler on this one, it'll be MMA. But I mean, we'll see.
I very much hope I'm wrong
Yeah.
for what it's worth. Um.
I hope I'm
All
right
right.
on mine. I hope My Hero Academia fucking ends. I won't need to. I had a little
Honestly,
joke one I threw in
for
here.
Hori's own sake, I think he is tired.
I do think he needs a break. I think he needs a break
Yeah.
and a refocus and to be inspired by something else. And I think he could come back with something great.
The dude is a talent. I just
absolutely.
think
He's easily the best artist in Jump right now, I would say. So
he's just the peak burnout. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
right,
hit me with your next one.
I'll hit you with my little joke one. I said Ruri Dragon returns. Lamau no. I do think Ruri Dragon might come back this year. This is not a real guess, but the author did. I don't remember if it was in a tweet or something at Jump Fiesta where they said, "Hey, I'm recovering and feeling better, so like maybe more Ruri Dragon." And Ruri Dragon was a big kind of splash hit, like a super big, one of the biggest starts that Jump has ever had, realistically. So I do think if this comes back, it'll be a big thing, and I think, based on, like I said, a bunch of stuff ending or in your case being canceled in Jump, means that Jump is going to be looking for more popular things to fill. So Red Dragon might come back.
I think the good thing with what you just said, is that I think by proxy of all of these things reaching their conclusion, Jump is not going to be as axe heavy with our sports manga.
That's true. Prediction. That's true. So yeah, it definitely does matter. You know, are they canceling the only the bottom 3 or the bottom 4 or the bottom 2 because they have stuff leaving? Who knows?
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see. This is going to be a really interesting year, I think, to be keeping up with Weekly Shonen Jump, because Jujutsu Kaisen all but confirmed ending. I think My Hero Academia is ending, and all this other stuff. It'll be interesting to see how they handle it, what kind of new stuff they bring in, what angle they take on, if they're going to take any new stuff, because they've been publishing some real stinkers the last 2 years. We've been doing this podcast. Some absolute garbage things have come out in Jump, and it's kind of disappointing. So,
I feel like year before last was a very, very good year.
Yeah, 2021 had Akane and a bunch of other stuff that
And last year was probably the most mid year of manga.
Yeah, last year was nothing came out that really struck
for new stuff. I mean,
yeah, we talked about this. If you want to go check out our 2023 awards show, we talked a little bit more details about this, where sort of like the best new thing was not a Jump, especially didn't really inspire us with anything that was really truly a spectacular splash. Oh, this obvious wins. So yeah, we kind of had to go. Not reaching necessarily, as the author of Golden Kamui, I think, ended up winning that with The Dog's Red. But yeah, you go check out that. We talk in a little bit more details. Gautam, what's your next prediction you got here?
Yeah, mine is just mine's an anime one. So it's just an honorable mention. It is that Studio Mappa collapses in on itself like a dying star. Like it is rough out there for Mappa employees.
Yeah.
So. And they just have every big hitter project to work on. I don't know how sustainable that is. And on top of that, they're getting global press on their work culture. So we'll have to see how this goes for them.
Yeah, and it'll be really interesting. We'll talk a little bit more about it later in the news section because it's part of the news. But I think this prediction hinges essentially on the success of a single project that they have, which is one of their
One
self-funded
Punch
things,
Man.
right?
Are you talking
Uh,
about One Punch?
no, I'm
Oh,
actually talking about the Chainsaw Man Res movie.
oh,
Because remember, Chainsaw Man was not something that a production committee came to Mappa and said, "Can you do this?" It was something Mappa was like, "We really want to do this. We're going to self fund it. We're going to do Chainsaw Man with our own money, essentially. Whatever we make from it comes straight back to us, but there's no production committee to pay or whatever." So if that movie doesn't do well, I'm pretty sure that that's going to be one of their sort of self funded projects again. I think that they're going to be in deep trouble. That being said, I do think that movie is going to do really, really well. So
I hope it does. Not to promote their terrible work culture, but because
the race arc
God,
is great.
it's just a
like,
really good arc.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Chainsaw Man is like good and wild and okay in the parts that they did in season one, and then the Raise arc is where it's like real shit. Like that's it gets good after 40 episodes. Like no. Like the Raise arc is what really solidifies it as like, okay, this is what this is now, and it's good. So
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
cool. Okay. I wrote these all down and I was like, okay, I'm going to give myself an out. So I have basically 4 things that I think are going to get an anime announcement. And my prediction is that 3 out of 4 of these happen. So Akane Banashi anime, Sakamoto Days anime announced, Chojin X anime announced, and Kindergarten Wars. So I think we're going to get 3 out of 4 of those announced next year. Not necessarily started or aired, but I think we're going to get announced that they're being worked on. I think we already maybe have like sort of maybe a pre-announcement for Akane where it's like, we're thinking about it. It's going to happen. But like, of course it is. Akane is massively popular. Sakamoto Days too. I think Sakamoto Days is the shonen successor. It will be the next big shonen. I think everyone is kind of watching out for it to be that. Chojin X has been going on for 2 or 3 years. That's by the author of Tokyo Ghoul. That's a really big one. I think that series is honestly really exceptionally good. And the only thing that Sui Ishida isn't very good at is action paneling. So I think the anime for that will be even better at that. And then Kindergarten Wars. I think Kindergarten Wars is on a similar time frame to Spy Family. And so it is coming up on the same kind of timing that we got the first season of Spy Family on. So I think Kindergarten Wars happens.
So you need to be right on 3 out of 4 of these.
Yes.
And I think the layman would look at this and say you're playing it safe. But I think not, because I think we're guaranteed slam dunk an Akane anime announcement and a Sakamoto announcement.
Yeah, I think those 2 are definitely the most likely. I think Sakamoto the most because it's the oldest thing. So there's the most time to work.
I don't see Kindergarten this year, and I don't see Chojin X happening. So,
Kindergarten Wars, I think, is the hardest one. I think that is the youngest.
You think that? I think Chojin X is the hardest one.
Ooh, I don't know. I think you are underestimating how much of a moneymaker Tokyo Ghoul is and how you can plaster from the author of Tokyo Ghoul on something and people be like, holy shit, Tokyo Ghoul.
While true, they had shitty anime adaptations.
That is also true. And I really hope Chojin X gets a better anime adaptation because I really cannot recommend Chojin X enough. It is really legitimately very good. The past chapters especially have been excellent. So yeah, I think this is a little difficult. I think Kindergarten Wars, Chojin X make it a little difficult. I think Akane even is while it's absolutely going to happen, does it happen this year? I don't know. Maybe. I'm kind of banking on Jump Fiesta December. Maybe a lot of this stuff happening. So
that one I think the hardest part for Akane is just getting incredibly talented voice actors for every single part.
Or literally finding, Rakugo to become voice actors to do something like that.
It's the FromSoft method of hiring like actual
Shakespearean, minor known Shakespearean British actor group that does the voices from Soft Games. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Gatum, hit me with what's your next one you've got on here?
This one's simple. Togashi does not release any chapters of Hunter x Hunter this year.
It's a coin flip.
This is a coin flip, and he posted that tweet.
He posted the corner of a page in like September, and it got like 200 million likes or something stupid on Twitter.
And it's like,
where's the chapter, Togashi? Where is it? He tweeted that like fucking 5 months ago, and there's still no chapter, dude. So yeah,
that's reasonable. That's reasonable. Yeah, I don't know. he posted that, so I'm very well might be wrong, but my gamble is that we see nothing from Togashi this year.
Did we? Were there? How many chapters were in 2023? Was there 2?
There's a chart for this.
I'm wondering.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious too. Hold on, let me just give a quick peek at the Togashi release.
Because I feel like did we get 1 or 2 chapters published this year or no?
I don't recall, honestly.
Yeah, maybe not.
I'm a little bit behind on Hunter x Hunter because it is hard to.
Let's see, the most recent chapter, chapter 390. Oh no, that's just in the volumes. We probably have unreleased volumes. List of Hunter x Hunter chapters. Because I'm curious, yeah, because I don't remember.
I'm not sure. I can't figure it out.
Okay, chapter 400 is these chapters. Okay, so. Chapter 400, HXH. Yeah, sure, the Reddit. 1 year ago, so it was over. No, so we didn't. I don't think we got any chapters of Hunter x Hunter in 2023.
Yeah,
so,
it do me that way.
Which is why this is a toss-up, because it's like, well, it could happen again, or maybe he puts 1 chapter out that he tweeted about twice last year.
There has been, I think, a year break before, but I don't think there's ever been a 2-year break between serialization. Yeah. So I very well could be wrong.
My guess is that he probably does put out a chapter or 2 in 2023, but if he doesn't, I will not be surprised. So,
hey, you know what? Let me be wrong on this one. We'll all come out winners. But if there are no chapters, I'll still come out the winner.
Exactly. So, you've actually made the greatest gambit known to man. If you're wrong, you get to read more Hunter x Hunter. If you're right, you win this point. So
yeah, exactly. There's a small win somewhere in this at all times.
Yeah.
All right, hit me with your last one.
Last
Bruce.
one here. So this is a little bit of a play off my first one, and off of both of our first ones, where we think a lot of stuff's going to get canceled. I think a lot of stuff is just going to end next year. I think that Jump reaches out to. I said one of either Kishimoto or Kubo. Right. This is the author of. Kubo is the author of Bleach. Kishimoto is the author of Naruto. Returns to Jump magazines with. And I said, parentheses, at least a semi-regularly published series. So this is a little bit of a Kubo serializes Burn the Witch, which you guessed last year. I think that's possible. I think that Jump might go to him and say, hey, you can have the Oda, 3 out of 4 weeks in a year. You can have an every other week thing. Whatever you can do, we need something big in the magazine for people to keep buying it. I think they either go to Kubo and get him to do Burn the Witch, or they go back to Kishimoto, who has tried to write a couple of other things since Bleach that have not generally worked out very well for him. Naruto, sorry, yeah, Naruto.
Yeah, I think it was Samurai 8, which I read like 1 chapter of, but I can't really give a judgment on. But people say it was boring.
Yeah.
It ran for longer than it should have. Apparently,
well, that's true of both Bleach and Naruto. So,
I'm talking about Samurai 8.
Yes, but everything these guys have done has run for probably longer than it should have. Is what I'm saying.
I feel like Naruto ran its course perfectly well.
Isn't Naruto like 700 chapters?
I don't know. It felt good though. Naruto felt like a good read, but it flubbed the ending.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think its problem was ass pulls, not length. Bleach's problem was ass pulls and length.
And length, because Bleach is like 700 chapters or something. So anyways, that's my last prediction. I think that Jump, again, this is kind of like I said, it kind of plays off our other predictions. I think Jump is going to be desperate this year. Maybe this might be a 2025 one. They're going to be desperate to get something big back in their magazine that gets readers' noses between their pages. And I think Kishimoto and Kubo both have pull. I think they're both still generally actively working. I think Kubo is interested in doing more Burn the Witch. I think that Jump is willing to work with him to do that. So I would not be surprised to see either of these return. Also, if they didn't return, that's back to how we are now. That's normal. So I don't think there's another kind of 50-50 guess, I guess, which I think most of these are. So
you're saying we get the big 3 back in some kind of fashion.
I think we get big 2 out of 3 back, essentially.
Big 2 out of 3, yeah.
Yeah. If all 3 of them come, that would be pretty crazy. Twitter would have a storm about that.
I'd be happy to see either of them, to be honest.
They
make some fun stuff.
And I think the angle that what you just said proves that Jump would be smart to do this, right? I think that when Jujutsu Kaisen My Hero Academia end, if you say, hey, remember Bleach and Naruto? We got one of them back, and he's back in the magazine. I think that keeps people reading. I think that keeps people in. So, yeah. All right, hit me with your last prediction, Gautam.
Sure. And quick thought, Kishimoto released like a one-shot for Minato, the fourth Hokage. Mm-hmm. And I thought, what a boring choice of a character that the fans voted on to have a chapter about. It was awesome. I was just wrong. So I think Kishimoto still has it in him to make good stuff. So
yeah, well, and like I said, I think Kubo still has it because I think Burn the Witch is awesome.
Burn the Witch is awesome. Yeah, exactly. Okay, my last one is we see an anime adaptation of Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind in full, meaning the movie was just like a part of the series, and
first 2 volumes technically.
To be honest, it was a movie I remember fondly, and I think is still good. But after reading the manga, goddamn, what a fucking phenomenal manga! I don't think I've read anything like that in a while.
Yeah, if you're curious to read Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind, or if you've read it and you're looking for some discussions, check out we did a 7-part series discussion, reading and really deep diving into the Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind manga, which is
it was
absolutely
fun. It was like a book club. So if you wanna listen, but I will warn you that you should read along if you want to enjoy that, and not to gatekeep our own content. It's just it's just that we go in a lot into like the themes of each chapter.
Yeah, it's a true deep dive is how I think it should be labeled. I don't think I labeled it like that on YouTube, but it is a really, really deep dive in themes and execution and all that stuff. So
shit, even if you don't listen to that, who gives a fuck? Go read Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind. Yeah,
you do not need to watch our videos. I'd rather have you read it and not watch our videos. So
it's just fucking good.
Yeah, so I put a little parenthetical here that says also rumored because there was a, I think it was some interview with Miyazaki where he was working on something and he was drawing Nausicaa. And this was like this year or last year, right? Like end of 2023, something with the Boy and the Heron movie that just came out. He was like giving an interview about it and drawing Nausicaa, and everyone was like, wait a minute, why is he drawing Nausicaa after 30 years? And so the prediction here, I think, which would make your prediction half right, is that the next thing that Studio Ghibli might be doing is a second part of Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind. My guess is they could probably get through all 7 volumes in 2 more movies if they really wanted to. But
I don't think they can do a second part in a way that
it would be different. I think they would have to continue on from the Nausicaa movie, which is different from the manga. But I still think that you could capture some of the same kind of themes and progress and the Daikai show and all that kind of stuff. But that's just kind of the rumor, right? Is that Nausicaa, another Nausicaa movie is happening from Studio Ghibli is potential. So
I'm gonna. Just a warning, I'm going to take the point, even if they make a second movie, because this is. I think
if they make a second movie, or if they announce it, then that's like if Miyazaki's like, I'm still not retiring, fuck you, Nausicaa Part 2.
If absolutely we see more Nausicaa, not only do I get the point, but I think everyone listening owes me money, so you can just
absolutely
everyone Venmo me like $500 each.
Yeah, sign up on the Patreon, and I'll pass the money on.
Okay, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, those are our predictions. Let's go through real quick. I'll go through my 4. You go through you 4. 2024 predictions from me, from Bruce. I think Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, Undead Unluck, and Cypher Academy all end, and Jump sees its highest sales ever in 2024. I think that Rory Dragon is going to come back. I think that 3 out of the 4 of these anime announcements are made. I think we get an Akane Banashi anime, Sakamoto Days anime, Chojin X anime, Kindergarten Wars anime. 3 or 4 of those happen. And I think that either Kishimoto or Kubo returns to Jump magazines with a at least semi-regularly published series. Gautam, what are your 4?
By the way, you said 3 of these 4 happens.
Yes.
If all 4 happen, you still get the point.
Yeah,
I'd like to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think any extra, like if Kishimoto and Kubo come back, I also get that point.
Okay, yeah, that's totally fair. Totally fair. That would have been lame.
Not saying only one of them. Yeah. Hit me with your 4 predictions.
Okay. Gautam's 2024 predictions. All sports manga that started publication in 2023 in Weekly Shonen Jump will be canned. Also Mama Yu Yu. Number 2. Studio Mappa collapses in on itself like a dying star. Number 3. Togashi does not release any chapters of Hunter x Hunter in 2024. And number 4, an anime adaptation of Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind is announced, but I'll also take a movie announcement.
Yep. All right, cool. Those are our guesses for 2024. Hey, let us know in the comments, what do you think is going to happen in 2024? Trying to make them too safe, like Dungeon Meshi is a successful anime. That's a lame prediction. Do something a little bit out of left field. We try to make our predictions kind of as close to 50-50s. Like, they could happen, they aren't likely, but you never know. So get in the comments, let us know what you think is going to happen in 2024. I'd love to read those and respond to those. So
yeah. Make sure that when we read them, we think in our own heads, like, wow, that was unhinged and it's never going to happen.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely not. Right. And then you can come back and say, haha, in 12 months, it did happen.
Fair.
We will, of course, be following this up in the next year. All right. So the rest of the episode here, we're just going to talk about some news. We were on sort of a break for most of December. I was on a trip. We pre-recorded some episodes. You can go back and watch our hot takes and our awards show. We're back at the start of the year, so let's talk about all the December news we got. This is a lot of news from Jump Fiesta and just a lot of news over the years, over the month, I guess, that we're missing. So first thing on the news is that Tank Chair, which we have talked about on this podcast in the past, is now on the K-Manga app, which is both good, hey, a Western publication of Tank Chair, yay, and bad, K-Manga app, boo.
Yeah.
But go check out Tank Chair, because I am excited to hopefully go and check it out, a week late and catch up on what we've been missing. Because we read Tank Chair and talked about it, I think at the start of 2023 is when that showed up. And it was really entertaining, really fun, really good. And I'm sad that we kind of lost track of it, but really good series.
I remember the last chapter I read, an assassin surfed a missile to get to the destination of his target, and that was just insane. So read Tank Chair, it's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely unhinged. If you like stuff like Doro Hey Doro, it very much similar kind of style and vein there. All right, next up we have Osamu Tezuka, so the author of Astro Boy, the godfather of all manga and anime. His series Kimba the White Lion is getting a musical adaptation starting in April 2024 in cooperation with Warabiza, which I think is just an anime studio. This is funny because Kimba and the White Lion is notoriously known as the influence is not strong enough a word. The Lion King fucking ripped this story from Tezuka and made it in the West, and it's a.
I need to save you right now, Bruce, because that's apparently debunked.
Oh, is it debunked?
Yeah, I saw this. I saw some articles as well as this long debunking video proving that not to be the case. But I don't know the specifics enough to talk about it. But I know people get very angry about it.
Okay, I haven't read Kimba the White Lion. I'm interested to. I feel like a musical adaptation of Kimba the White Lion is literally the Lion King from what I've heard.
It does spark the similarities to there's already comparisons, and now a musical will only exacerbate that.
Yeah.
But I don't know the truth, honestly, Bruce. I have no idea if someone ripped off
Does anyone
someone
know the
else.
Truth?
But apparently this is a debunked rumor, and
okay.
I'm saying get down, Mr. President.
I appreciate the protection.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. This conversation will probably pop back up on Reddit and Twitter, and people will either say, yes, it is a copy, no, it's not a copy when this airs, because, a musical adaptation of Kimba the White Lion.
This will 100% come back around on Twitter for sure.
Yeah, so the truth will probably rear its ugly head at that point. So let's see. Next up, we have a lot of news about Yusuke Murata. He's been very active in the past week or two. Yusuke Murata has started his own animation studio. I put this animation studio in quotes called Studio Village. I am fairly sure this is just Murata. I don't think he started animation studio and he's hiring guys and they're gonna take on work. I'm pretty sure Murata just needed a way to convince anime people to hire his quote unquote studio so that he can draw animation. I think it's just him.
True. I've always said Murata doesn't draw enough. He's not doing enough work.
I mean, he's an absolute workhorse. Even if you think that he's doing One Punch Man every 2 weeks, he's also consistently drawing
the dude's a machine.
So Yeah.
Yeah, that was the dude's an absolute workhorse. That's
and
crazy.
easily the best artist, I think, working in comics. I will even expand greater than manga. I think he's one of, if not the best, artist working in comics right now. So,
And if you haven't seen his One Punch Man short animatic thing on Twitter, you should go check it out.
yes. And speaking of more animatics, this another new little news thing. Yusuke Murata released, I think, 2 more parts of his little short series based on Journey to the West called Zayuki. And of course, it's awesome. You can go check that out. Go search his Twitter. You can find it easily. He had previously released, I think, the first 2 parts, and now there's 2 more parts. The whole thing is shaping up to be, it's like almost 8 or 9 minutes long now. He might end up drawing literally like a 20-minute thing. There's no
I don't know
sound.
what this is.
And there's no voiceover, but everything that I've seen of him animating, this is all just him animating. And this is like done by his quote unquote studio. This is another reason why I think that his quote unquote studio is literally just Murata needing to like start a company in order to do this. Is that he's just drawing this animation stuff. This is like what he does in his free time. So, and it's awesome.
I wonder how many people hate this dude for just going above and beyond in every opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, he's the overachiever of the manga artist world. All right, what else we got? There's a newcomer manga artist, Oi Yamada, is going to start a manga series on Shonen Jump Plus soon. The notable part about this is the editor is going to be Shihei Lin. So Shihei Lin is known for discovering Spy Family and Chainsaw Man, and also I think Kindergarten Wars. A lot of the like most popular things you've seen on Jump Plus and Jump.
Dan.
And Dan, I think maybe also Kaiju 8, like almost everything that's been super popular over the last couple of years has been from Shihei Lin, the editor. So when he finds something new, my ears perk up and I want to listen. So yeah, Oyamada is the name of that artist. I will be looking for that showing up on Jump Plus soon. Let's see. Naoshi Arakawa, who's the author of Your Lie in April, is coming back to Shonen Magazine. He's going to start serialization of a shogi rom-com titled Banjo. Banjo no Orion. On issue number 6. Issue number 6 will be last week of July, maybe first week of February.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Your Lie in April, very popular manga and anime. So
I personally loved it. Some people call it tear bait. That I think that's unfair criticism. I think it's genuinely good.
Yeah.
But with that said, do you think they waited for when will Ayumu make his move to end to start this shogi rom-com?
I mean, potentially. Maybe they didn't want two shogi things running in Shonen Magazine, but who knows? I don't know. There's a lot. It's weird how many shogi series there are and there have been over the years. It's like, if I don't think I could name you a single Western comic about chess. Like I'm sure that some exist somewhere. But they are not popular. It is not a common theme of comics in the West. So it's one of the things that I love about manga is that you can be like, oh yeah, you want to read a shogi manga? It's like you've got, I don't know, 50 series to choose from over years probably or more. There's like what's the Bano, right? Is the one right now that's coming out that's actually really good about the vampire.
The vampire shogi. Yeah, I really like that one.
Yeah, and then March Comes In Like a Lion, also about shogi, is one of the most, that anime is one of the most wonderful things I've ever seen. So yeah, there's just like a lot of shogi media here. So
yeah. Whoa, what? Okay, sorry, I just read the next one. Let me say it.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Dungeon Meshi starts for us 2 days ago. It starts tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow. Yeah, it comes out Thursday the 4th. So we're recording this on the 3rd. You'll be getting it on Saturday. So,
dude. Okay, I'm so excited about that.
It's coming. Yeah, I'm ready.
I didn't know it was tomorrow. That's so hype.
Yeah, and also on the same day, Change Soldier, which I'm excited for. I'm not actually going to watch it, but I think that people will watch that and be impressed. Hopefully, so.
I think it'll be a cool show. If you're not into the ecchi for the fights.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those. I mean, I think Akame ga Kill was pretty popular. That's the same artist or the same author. So I think the same people who liked that and plus more ecchi people will jump in. I think it'll be pretty popular as long as it is a decent adaptation, which it looks like it's going to be. So cool. So Dark Horse announced that they are licensing Go Tanabe's manga adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's The Call of Cthulhu. Book is scheduled to release July 31st, 2024. Do you remember reading this? Some chapters were put on Reddit, fan translated, of this Call of Cthulhu. I want to say like maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Did you ever read these, Gautam? They're really good, I thought.
I read the book. I don't think I read a manga version of it.
Okay. Yeah, the manga version got some fan translations, like I said, 2 years, 2.5 years ago, that I thought were really good. And the art in this I thought was really excellent, interesting. So that's a book definitely to look out for. So
Excellent.
cool. Back to more Yusuke Murata news. This American football sports manga, Eye Shield 21, is returning with a new chapter in Weekly Shonen Jump out January 29th. So that's like number 6 or number 7, maybe. 55 pages and a center color page. I think this is celebrating is it the 20th anniversary of Eye Shield 21? That started in 2024?
Oh, that's
Or 2004?
cool.
I think that's probably right.
That's gonna be awesome. Eye Shield ended in kind of a fantastic way. So I think anyone who's read Eye Shield should look out for that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'll definitely check that out. I've read a bit of Eye Shield. I have not read all of it. It's definitely, I don't even think I could read all of it. It seems very fun. It seems very easy to read.
It's a great read, and I know this is kind of blasphemy, but I think you can read the last chapter and get the gist of how it ended.
Yeah. Like, did they win or did they lose? Who knows? That's kind of the only ending for sports manga, but cool. This is something that I just saw come up that I didn't even know. So there's a series called Kamerabi-God.app. Anime Season 2 announced. I've never heard of this before. The original story is by Yoko Taro, who wrote Nier, which is one of the best written video games of all time. And the character designs are by Atsushi Okubo, Soul Eater, Fire Force, one of my favorite illustrators, authors, visual guys. And I didn't know that happened. Like, written by Nier, drawn by Okubo. That sounds sick.
This?
I don't know. That sounds sick. Probably it's like not published in the West, or it's on High Dive or some shit like that. So,
dude, Nier Automata lives rent free in my brain to this day. So the fact that this is made by Yoko Taro and Okubo, that sounds like a match made in heaven.
That sounds like crazy good. I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see how season 1 is. Hopefully it's like
maybe it's just awful and that's why nobody talks about it.
Yeah, maybe. I hope not though. I don't think Yoko Taro is missed from what I've seen.
Yeah, Yoko Taro seems like an incredible writer, so I wouldn't think that it would be that bad, but who knows?
Yeah.
They are making another Code Geass movie. I wrote, why? Please stop. Code Geass has an amazing ending. Please stop making more of this.
Dude, have you seen the Lelouch of the Resurrection movie?
No, I don't want to. Code Geass has one of, if not the best endings in all anime. I do not want to make more. I do not want to sully the ending with any more Code Geass.
I liked it. I thought it was okay. It was like a 7 out of 10. Because the parts that worked really worked. And I don't feel like it sullies Code Geass's ending.
Okay, that's
because I feel like it's more of a, hey, this is for the fans kind of a movie, if that makes sense.
Gotcha, okay. I mean, yeah, Code Geass is not like the greatest anime to be ever made. I would put it at a solid, like,
it is pretty damn good, though.
7 pushing to 8. But the ending, it's one of those things where the ending solidifies it as like an amazing series because the end is great. I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of like Death Note, I would say, right? Where it's like, Death Note's a really good anime. Like, its second half has some trouble. I would say the same thing about Code Geass. Second half kind of has some trouble. Because, what is it? There's like a time skip, and then Saku is the lead character. I don't know. They're both series that are really good. They have a lot of trouble in their second half, and they really nail the ending, which is why people could still consider them some of the greats.
I think it's a great series as well. You're right. It nailed the ending, and it's just consistently fun.
Absolutely. Kaiju number 8 is getting a spin-off manga called, can you guess? Kaiju number 8, Side B. New series is going to start serialization Shonen Jump Plus app January 5th. So in 2 days, more Kaiju number 8. I am curious how this goes, getting a different writer on Kaiju number 8, because the original Kaiju number 8 is one of the fastest and worst fall-offs I've ever seen to series. I think the first 20 or 30 chapters of it are amazing, and I think it has been absolute garbage for the past 2 years.
I haven't kept up in the past year, to be honest, so I can't speak on it.
Healthier not keeping up with that. Let's see. We got a Dan trailer from Science Saru that dropped. It is hype. We also got a cast list. Go check that out.
It looks amazing.
Huge Dan fans. The trailer looked perfect in my opinion. Never would have guessed Science Saru for Dan, but I think that they're going to absolutely nail it. That is coming. I don't think we have an official date on it yet, but I think that's coming this year in 2024. So Uh,
I and we'll speak more on that when it gets closer, because I think we will definitely be watching the episode.
I think that will probably be
at
one of
least.
our next sort of watch along. We'll talk about it every week or we'll watch 3 episodes and talk about it or something. So kind of like we
I'm
did
down.
with One Piece when it dropped. So
Right.
definitely look forward to us having some discussions about that. Rudy Dragon's special message, you mentioned that earlier. Masaoki Shindo says he's doing well, so I think we might get more of that in 2024, hopefully. Here's a big news. Brand new work from Oremio, My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute author Tsukasa Fushimi and illustrator Hiro Kanazaki, titled, it has a title, essentially body swap. Body swap with the guy's cute little sister. I didn't know the Oremio author was still working, so...
This dude loves incest.
Yes, absolutely. This man is obsessed with incest. I will also say, in defense of Oreimo, is that how you say it? I don't even know. In defense of My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute, that series legitimately has some really, really, really good character stuff. I watched the anime. Incest stuff, not so great. Ending, kind of bullshit. One of the worst endings I've ever seen, actually. But a lot of the other character stuff is great. The characters are all good. It's a really comfy series. I think it gets a little bit of undue hate. I think it's legitimately really good anime. So, interested to see how a body swap little sister series goes. If it's still full of the same kind of good character writing, could be something worth reading.
I have no idea. This simply does not interest me. But I also thought that My Little Sister Can't Be This Cute was insufferable because the little sister was annoying. But
yeah, she is the worst character, but it's all the other characters that make it really great, actually. But okay. All right, we have 3 more pieces of news, and they are probably the biggest. We saved them for the end here. We talked a little bit about it, but yeah, they announced Chainsaw Man the movie, Ray's Arc by Mappa Studios. Excited for this again. I think this is one of the best arcs. I'm glad they're doing a movie. I think a movie is a good format for this. I think we predicted, we talked about this on the podcast at some point. How the Ray's Arc should just be a movie, and then they should do a final season.
I think you're the one who said it, and you're right.
Yeah,
it just works as a movie really well. It's pretty concise, and
it has a good ending. Well, it ends at a appropriate place, not necessarily a good ending, but
it has a good ending depending on like what you're saying. Right?
Yeah, depending on how sadistic you are. Yeah, it has. All right, the second to last one. Netflix announces they are working on a live action My Hero Academia. Gautam, how do you feel about this? You go first.
I feel like that gif of the live action Yusuke who got run over by a truck. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's funny if you've seen that gif. I don't know. This means nothing to me. I don't really have investment or stake because I kind of lost that. So
do you? Here's a question then. Do you think that a My Hero Academia adaptation on the level of the One Piece live action, do you think people will still receive that well, or is One Piece is My Hero Academia My Hero Academia doesn't have the same kind of excellent character writing and story stuff that
it's just another superhero show.
Yeah, it's just kind of another superhero school show. So it'll be interesting. I do think that the best part is the start. Like easily the best, almost all the best arcs are like right at the beginning of My Hero Academia. So could still be entertaining. I'm with you on this. My Hero Academia has mostly lost me. We've talked about it in the past. I hope it's over this year.
With that said, I saw Gen V, which is like a college superhero show in the world of the boys, and that was terrible. That was terrible. Really? My Hero Academia is like a million times better than that. So
okay.
So who knows? Maybe it does do well. I don't know.
Yep. All right. Here's the big one. We'll probably spend a little bit of time on this one. Studio Wit and Netflix have announced The One Piece, which is a new anime adaptation of One Piece by Studio Wit. They are restarting. They are resetting. It's One Piece Brotherhood. Here it is. How do you feel about this, Captain?
Is this like, I don't even know what that means. Like, I still don't get this. Is this a movie?
No, this is so what they announced was they are going back and doing East Blue. It is a new anime. And from what I understand, it is a series, not a movie. and they're going to readapt it. They announced only at this time that they were readapting East Blue. They have not announced any more, but people are kind of feeling that this is probably One Piece Brotherhood, right? They're taking, they're going to readapt it, they're going to condense it, there's going to be less filler, it's going to be more mature, it's going to be more modern, because the One Piece anime at this point is, when did that premiere, 96 or 97? Or 99 maybe? So it might be like 25 years old, I think, maybe, the anime, so...
Hey, listen, One Piece fans are eating good, but
yes.
This is wholly unnecessary.
You think so? Because I'm actually on the opposite side. I think this is wonderful. I think this is exactly what One Piece needs, quote unquote. It doesn't really need this because it's great without it. But I think that the original anime is incredibly dated. I think the sound effects they use in that show are fucking stupid and make me not want to watch it. I think an updated One Piece is I think it's smart. It's good, and this is.
I want them to keep the same voice actors though, because I think Luffy's VA, actually everyone's VA, really, really just does the job.
We're on opposite ends of this. I think they need to recast everybody because I think
that would be rough.
I think that if they want to keep making this the One Piece, right? If they want to keep making One Piece Brotherhood, those voice actors are all like in their 60s and 70s. They'll be dead before it ends. I think this is the time where you say, "Hey, we know you love these old voice." You know, and those old voices are great, and Luffy especially is like a great one. Luffy, Zoro, all the main cast are great. I don't love Frankie's voice, but that's a me problem from the voice in my head.
I don't see it happening just because I don't think Japan works that way. Like Goku's voice
I agree with that. Yeah,
is like 87. She's 87. Yeah.
Luffy voice actress.
Goku.
Oh, Goku. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we keep the same VAs, but I'm actually psyched about that because One Piece has some fucking best in slot voice actors. Like
they're really good for sure. Yeah.
The guy who plays Zoro is just amazing. Usopp is L, right? So I was like,
oh yeah. The popularity and diversity and the amount of people you can click on, like any popular voice actor nowadays who's like a leading voice actor, and you can go back and be like, oh shit, like Levi from Attack on Titan is Law in One Piece, was like one of their first kind of big things. The voice actress for Luffy is going to be in Dandadan as the Speed Grandma. What's her name?
Dude, I'm pretty sure you can find any voice actor in the world and attribute them to One Piece somehow. Like, yeah. Oh, he's a guy holding hammer number 3. In that One Piece episode.
Yeah. Well, but this is why, and I do think you're right. I think Japan is attached to their old ways and to the people who've been voicing it for forever. I don't think they will recast the main cast. I do think this is a good opportunity for, again, the cast of One Piece is so massive and it just keeps expanding that the old anime, again, we have tons and tons of voice actors we know who did little bit parts or, minor bad guys or whatever in the original One Piece. I think going back and doing One Piece Brotherhood gives kind of a new generation of voice actors a chance to, get your foot in the door. Be, I was in One Piece and I did this and this. I was in the One Piece and did this and this. I also think that this is more, it's just like, I think one of the biggest things stopping people from starting the One Piece anime, other than the fact that they look at it and it's thousands of episodes, they're told that it's full of filler. I think
they're all recommended one pace, which is an edited down version of it. Yeah.
Yes, and I think that the One Piece, the new One Piece Brotherhood, I think it has a chance to fix the pacing issues, and not even the pacing issues in they added filler, but episode to episode, right? I mean, like I've seen some of the episodes in what is it, where they're fighting Doflamingo and stuff, right? And it's like one chapter is like 3 episodes. And that's like, it's like 100 chapters long and it's like 280 episodes. And it's like, that's something that could be cut down to one season. It should be 10 episodes, right?
I've watched all of the One Piece anime for some reason. And it was a great ride, but you're absolutely right. Like there's some episodes where it is just the last episode. 2
minutes of recap, 2 minutes of preview,
more than 2
each
minutes.
Other down.
It's like 10 minutes sometimes, depending on the episode.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets bad. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think in the same way that I think One Piece is really easily kind of separated up into arcs and seasons. And so it's like, doing it again and being like, okay, season 1 is East Blue. Season 2 is Alabasta and all the stuff leading up to it. And that's what the live action is doing. And I think having an anime partner to that is good. Again, it's like you said, One Piece fans eating good. One Piece Brotherhood is something people have been asking and theorizing about, I think, for a long time. I'm glad it's here because I don't really like watching the One Piece anime. I like I mentioned, a lot of my problem with it is the sort of sound design of it is very 90s, which is actually more like 60s. Like I hate the sound effects. I think are stupid. So I bet that they keep some of those around, but I really hope they update that kind of stuff.
You're simply right that the sound design is like now it's a mishmash of stuff they've used forever because they can't change it, and new like actual
modern,
good sounding things. Yeah.
So cool. So do you think? Let's say this. If Netflix was smart, what they do is they stagger. You get a season of the One Piece every year, and then the year after that, you get a live action, and then they go back and forth. There's always new One Piece on Netflix.
Yeah. But I think knowing Netflix, one of these gets canned as soon as it stops showing results. Just because I have no faith in Netflix, not because I have no faith in One Piece or the showrunners.
Yeah, I agree. I really think, hopefully, that this shows. What I'm hoping is that we got the One Piece after One Piece live action aired, and they saw, it was a massive hit, a really, really big hit. And it was popular all around the world, right? It was not just popular in certain areas. I hope that Netflix sees One Piece as their next big cash cow, like Stranger Things or something. Because if it is, they're going to continue to invest in it. They're going to not want to cancel it. They're going to do, Stranger Things is going to have, I think, 6 seasons by the end of it. A 2-part, 5 season, whatever you want to call it. But,
right.
and One Piece could go on for, theoretically, 14 or 15, 16 seasons, a long time. So I hope the announcement of the One Piece means that they see One Piece as a sort of partner cash cow that is good content that they will keep making. And I hope the live action keeps up its quality. Season 1 was absolutely great. Season 2 should be even better. So cool.
I imagine. Yeah.
All right. Let's go on to one more thing, Gautam. Why don't you go first here?
Yeah, let me start her up. I beat Persona 4 Golden.
Nice.
Amazing game. Honestly, I had a great time. It's a murder mystery. I don't know if you guys have played the Persona games. I know you've started Persona 5, Bruce.
I played almost all of Persona 5. I think I played all of it except for the last 1 or 2 dungeons.
I think if you ever feel like revisiting that game, Royal is a good way to do it. But anyway, Persona 4 Golden is Persona 5, but kind of worse in every way. And that sounds like a bad thing, but Persona 5 is probably just one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. I think the story, for what it's worth, it's less fun than 5, but it's a better story than 5.
Yeah.
I think the primary antagonist is amazing. And I think it's... I actually don't want to say anything more than that. It's just really good. Go play it.
Cool. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Persona 3 and Persona 4. I know they're both good games. I don't think I'll ever go back and visit it because I put 280 hours into Persona 5 and did not beat it, and that's too many hours.
Oh, dude, yeah, you can get through Royal in like 80, even though that's a long time. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much on P4 because it's a murder mystery, and anything I say, canon will be used against me in court.
Cool.
So, what have you been up to, Bruce?
Cool. Well, I spent 2 weeks in Japan in December, so that's kind of where I've been. We did some pre-recording. It's my first time visiting. I got to walk around manga bookstores. I got to walk around, I just spent all my time in Tokyo. Obviously, as a massive weeb and a fan of Japanese media, it was very, very, very cool to be there. I cannot recommend it enough. The flights kind of suck, obviously. And I on my way back, I got the flu from one of the flights, and so I'm still recovering from that a little bit. You might have heard me coughing. It's a cool country. It's very different. It's very different in a lot of better ways and different in a lot of just different ways. I don't necessarily want to say worse, but very cool. The food there, the big thing to call out.
Do you not want to say worse because you're afraid weebs will freak out on us?
No, I don't. I mean, it's hard to say. I like the fierce individualism of America, even though I think it has some problems with that. And I also like the sort of societal pressure to keep everyone kind of similar on the same way that Japan has. I don't want to get too much into socioeconomic stuff, but it's not necessarily that one is better than the other. There are some benefits you get from having a sort of collectivist society like Japan that I think are amazing. Like there being trash nowhere because everyone picks up trash and everyone just sort of realizing that you live close to other people. And so you have to be considerate of those people. Whereas in America, we live farther away. And so we are less considerate towards each other. But that being said, those are really just kind of different because I do think that there's not a right answer for everyone. I thought it was very cool. The city was awesome. I loved how dense everything was. I love that there's restaurants everywhere. I got to say the big thing and the last thought that I'll leave you with is that is the food in Japan at its highest quality better than here in America? No. Good food is good food everywhere. The thing about Japan food that's insane is that the like bare minimum quality food that you'll get in Japan is so much higher than here.
It's insane. It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, like everyone has been like here in America to like a bad restaurant or you went to a McDonald's and it's this one sucks or Whataburger or Taco Bell or whatever. Everywhere I went in Japan, even the cheapest, most rundown, most whatever places, I went to McDonald's there, and it's like this is the best version. Like, it's the best. Is McDonald's food that good? No, but the stuff I had in Japan was the best version of McDonald's food I've ever had. It was hot. It was all like perfectly wrapped. It was all there. But yeah, all the food there, like the most basic food. And part of this is exchange rate was incredibly cheap and incredibly delicious. And there's so much diversity of food of what you can get there. And you get, the place I stayed was above a Nepali restaurant, which I did not go into because I didn't really want to get Nepali food. But yeah, it was just the sort of a floor for ceiling there. I think that the ceiling for food in Japan is equally as high as in places like America. Again, I think America is, if you really want to eat diverse food and eat high quality food, America's the place to be. But yeah, the floor in America is so far down past where the floor of Japan is. Japan, all the food, no matter how cheap or quick it is all extremely high quality. So,
dude, I used to get karage sometimes for breakfast from the Lawsons, which is just a convenience store, like a 7-Eleven type of feed, or a croquet or croquette.
Yeah,
I don't know how you say it.
Croquette, yeah,
croquette. And they were just fucking phenomenal. Like,
yeah,
and this is like fucking.
I mean,
consider a gas station food. Right.
Yeah. One of the things that blew my mind in the konbini was I just got like a pork cutlet sandwich. And I was like, I'll just try a sandwich. You know, I don't necessarily want to buy an onigiri or something. And it's like, was it a cold? It was a cold convenience store sandwich. Yes. But like the bread was good. The cutlet was really good. It tasted good. And it was like the highest quality food. Like you cannot get food that high quality in a convenience store. Or even maybe in like a, quick make, in your H-E-B or Albertsons or whatever. So yeah, the food quality is incredibly high. I bought like a $2 little tiramisu cup that was honestly not the best tiramisu I've ever had, but like in the upper half of tiramisu I've ever had. I will say the one thing I have to call on their food, their snack food, overly sweet. Nothing is spicy if it says it's spicy on their like chips and stuff. I thought all their chips were sweet. Like I bought, nori flavored Lay's, and I bought, this just says it's like Thai chili, potato chips. I'd buy them and they would have a sweet tinge to them. And that, So again, stuff is different there. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun. Definitely interested in going back. I'd like to go like every 2 years. That's definitely kind of the thing that I want to practice more language, learn a bit more, plan out, go different places. Because I just went to Tokyo. I'd really love to go to Osaka. I'd really love to go to Sapporo in Hokkaido during the summer and just eat food there. I've heard that those are the great food cities. Yeah. Very fun. Very glad I went.
Well, good stuff.
Cool.
Hey, I think that's about it, huh?
I think that's it. Hey, thank you again, everyone, for listening or watching. Don't forget to leave us some feedback and comments, upvote, thumbs up, whatever positive reinforcements you can leave us. Please go do that. We really appreciate it. Check out Twitter and Patreon, link in the description. I think that's it, Gautam.
All right. See you, everyone.
Hey, thanks, everybody, for being with us yet again this week. Looking forward to 2024. More podcasts weekly with you. And hey, don't forget to read more manga.